What up? Who's that?
Yo.
Hey man, you know I got to represent tonight all the scandal that's going on in the world of love. Now, before we get started, let me get this thing over with and over. The words and opinions that are expressed on this show are not the words and opinion of AC Universe. Bam! Let's do it!
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Instant Replay. Divisional round was insane. We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to get our predictions for championship weekend coming up, or championship Sunday, I should say. Ain't no games on Saturday, but we'll get into all of that. Got some 4 downs from Jonathan. He's been here in a couple episodes. He's back.
I apologize, guys. I know I disappointed all my fans.
Well, I'm so glad to have you back because I have missed 4 downs because I had to talk too much.
Sloan hates talking too much.
Yeah, I watched the last episode, guys, and we'll get to it. I can't wait to go over.
All right. So
I love your acting though. You have good acting skills.
Oh yes, Sloan.
Oh, you know what? Shut up. BJ, he basically he tricked me into that.
No, it was great though. You should be glad he tricked you into it because it was freaking great content right there. I loved it.
That was impromptu, man. That was strictly impromptu, man. It was nothing rehearsed. It just came out like it was.
All right. So joining us this week, Sloan, you got a guest, man. Sloan, man, you want to introduce your boy?
Well, I'm going to introduce you to one of the closest guys I know. I grew up with him. We played football together. He played in college. I played in college. He went to the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins, and he had a very great career, injury-free, and I love him like a brother. He always a brother from another mother, one of my closest friends, Mr. Roosevelt Collins. Here we go. TCU Hall of Fame. He's in the TCU Hall of Fame, too. Did I get that right? TCU Hall of Fame, right?
That's right. Go Frogs. Not last week, but go Frogs.
Well, hey, I did attend the funeral. I attended the funeral. I wore black for the funeral.
Hey, Roosevelt, man, we appreciate you taking the time.
That's when I started liking you again. There you go, messing it up.
Now, don't you start signifying on me.
Please do signify on Stone.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
Hey, Roosevelt, we appreciate you spending some time with us this week, man. It's an honor to have you on. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good, man. Ned asked me to come on here, and he's actually told me, he said, I need somebody to come on and talk smart to these guys. So he asked me to come for some of you guys. I know I'm Dr. Collins. I have a doctorate in psychology. So Ned asked me to come over here and speak to some of you guys. He said, I need some help.
I wonder who he's referring to by some of us. I wonder who.
Well, you got to tell the guys. You have to tell the guys when Jimmy Johnson scared the shit out of you in the parking lot that day. Tell them that story, man. That was classic.
The first, I was talking to Nez the other day, and he said that what you think about the Cowboys today? I said you got to have a coach that you're going to be fear of. You don't want to be jumping outside and all that type of stuff and have no consequences about it. So one day I'm leaving the practice facility. I'm getting ready to go home. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And Coach Jimmy Johnson yelled across the parking lot. He said, Rosie, what time is special team practice? My heart jumped out of my chest. I knew what time it was, but for some reason I couldn't think of it. So I said, 6:30. He said, we'll be here at 6. I said, yes, sir. I'll be here at 6. I was there at 6 o'clock.
It's so funny. We were talking the other day. Rose and I was talking. I was telling Rose when we were down at the Orange Bowl, getting ready to play Penn State in the national championship game. So the year before that, we played Washington. We got beat in the Orange Bowl. And Switzer said, when we got down to Miami, he said, "Hey, nobody hanging out with Uncle Luke. None of those boys. All the Florida guys. We doing the curfew." And I don't want anybody I catch outside at curfew, I'm sending your ass home. So later on that night, man, a couple of nights in, Keith Jackson, Duncan Parham, and a couple other fellas, everybody all on the elevator. We said, hey, man, nobody takes the elevator in the main lobby, take the service elevator. That way nobody won't get caught because it'll let you off at the end of the floor where you go. So the guys got on the elevator, and all of a sudden the elevator opened up, and there was Coach Switzer, Merv Johnson, and Lucas Stillman sneaking in the service elevator. Like and we all was sitting on the elevator, and everybody pretended like we didn't see the coaches. So the coaches' floor got off before our floor was above the coaches' floor. So Switzer turned around and looked back at everybody and said, "Hey, I didn't see you. You didn't see me. See you in the morning."
That's about right. That sounds just like it.
Hey, so,
just like it.
in practice, he say, "Sloan, come here for a minute." I said, "Oh shit, he gonna send me home, man, because I ain't no start." And he say, "You know, we need your special teams tonight." I said, "Okay, coach." I said, "Coach, am I going home?" He said, "Hell no, I ain't stupid." Man, that was so wild. Because we were just talking about being afraid of coaches. Man, I was
just like Coach.
fine. But anyway, guys, that's just little football history. A lot of guys don't get a chance to experience that playing, and it's football is just weird, man. You love it, man. Just so many stories about guys. Rose and I, we go all the way back to high school with stories in high school. So
high school.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've got a million stories. I probably, we could probably do 4 hours, and I'll
tell you guys one story.
All those stories.
Go ahead, Rose.
The one story I'll tell you guys is the first time I met Dennis. I didn't know he lived right up the street from me, first of all. But we live in the hood. All right, I said hood. We live in the hood. Collard green, cornbread. We live in the hood. So we had practice with an all-black school. And I hear this music playing. This is the time of Run DMC and LL Cool J and everybody. And there's one black kid listens to Black Sabbath. I'm like, who is that and what is that? He pull out about eating a bird or something like that. I was like, man, what are you doing? And this guy is like, I think he's a junior or senior. I'm like a freshman. So I'm bigger than him, but I'm afraid of him because I don't know what this guy who eats birds is going to do. So that's my story about Ned. Because I first met him, I was this. He doesn't listen to regular music.
But Rose, you got to tell him. I ran that defense, though. I ran that defense. I was getting behind Rose and come on, baby, you got to do it. You got to do it.
He could play. I really like playing with me. He went to Oklahoma. I couldn't believe he went to Oklahoma, but yeah, good guy.
You need to be quiet. We tried to get you to come to Oklahoma. You didn't pay enough money.
I think he did all right where he went.
I went to Oklahoma, guys. When I went to Oklahoma, they played against Oklahoma State, and it was called the Ice Bowl. I looked at Ned and I said, man, I can't come to school up here. It's too cold. I ain't coming up here.
we beat the
sideline with a Letterman jacket on.
That was that Sooner Magic that night, baby.
You remember that game?
To the left sideline and took it to the house.
I remember that game.
Because we stopped them on the goal line. It was Bosworth, Sonny Brown, Ricky Dixon, myself. I blitzed inside. I got pinned inside, and then he popped out, and then Bosworth came over the top, man, and boop, that was the ball. So that was some hard football back then, man. But you gotta love it though. You gotta love it.
Football. Les O'Neal was my host. Yeah.
Les O'Neal, he was a really good guy. He was really good. We always try to get him and say, man, why don't you just quit and play for us? Because you remember Hartley Dykes? His brother Billy Dykes played tight end for us. And so at that time they had Barry Sanders, Sturman Thomas, and Ernest Anderson on Oklahoma State football team. And we were getting ready to play Oklahoma State. And Switzer came in the locker room and said, hey, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Boz, don't nobody hurt Thurman. Leave Thurman alone. Just tackle him and lay him down easy. I don't want number 21 in the game. That was Barry Sanders. And Mike Winchester, he said, kick the ball out of bounds. Mike Winchester getting hurt. Fuck, coach. We going to kick it to him. We the Sooners. Guess what happened? Barry Sanders caught that ball.
Took it to the house.
Switzer went crazy. Yep, took it to the house. Barry Switzer got about 200 yards, so we still beat him. We beat him by 7 points. We beat him 7-10. Beat him by 3 points, man. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about some real stuff. Let's talk about some new football.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it, man. And again, Roosevelt, appreciate you being along for the ride. So what we do here, we talk about the games, man. This past weekend, divisional round of the playoffs. We saw what happened. We a couple games we're gonna get into. Firstly, though, I do want to the first game I want to hit, if it's okay with y'all. Cincinnati Buffalo, man. Let me tell you something.
Worst
Last week
helmet
we made-
pick ever. I would have had all my picks right, PJ. I watched it back. I'm like, son of a. He picked Buffalo. I got the Buffalo helmet. Anyways, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So last week, I talked a bit before I made my pick about why I thought Cincinnati was going to win the game, and obviously we saw what happened in the game. Look, I think there's a thing that, and I didn't mention it last week when we talked about the game leading up to it. I think there's a such thing as emotional drainage. I think when it comes to some teams, and what Buffalo went through in the past 30 days has been nothing short of like it's just been one thing after another for them. So I think it finally took its toll, and also Cincinnati is fire. They were just a better team on the field that day, and came out and
they were a better team that night when the young man got hurt. They were going to smoke him then. He hurt. Stop getting that beat down.
Because
Cool Joe, he was just he unnerved, man. Just freaking ice cold, bro.
They were able to pass though. I said watching the snow, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a ground game. It's going to be typical Buffalo ground game.
They were catching in the snow, man. Those
guys were slinging it.
So Roosevelt, now give me your take on it. Now, what did you? Now, you've been there. You know. Tell the guys what was your observation.
My observation from Buffalo is they're playing very inspired football the previous week, and inspiration takes a lot of energy, guys. I mean, guys on the field, you're playing for your brother. I'm trying to do this for my brother. That takes a lot of energy out of it. Well, we play inspirational football compared to a team who's playing inspired, who is very hungry. Cincinnati is hungry. They've been there. They was in the Super Bowl last year. They know what it takes, and that's the difference. They know what it takes. Joe Burrow, that kid is amazing. And you got all those LSU receivers out there playing with him. You guys know the LSU and Oklahoma guys on that team, but those guys are inspired. They really want it really bad. There's no team in the last 30-some-odd years from Cleveland, Ohio has won a Super Bowl since Jim Brown. So for Cincinnati to get there, it's a really big deal. Buffalo's been there 4 times, so it'd be interesting to see. But I picked Cincinnati to win this week.
Me too.
Guys, they're hungry. They're really hungry.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Roosevelt. Let me ask you this, Roosevelt. In the game plan that Buffalo had, it didn't work for that type of weather because they were trying to throw the ball deep. You don't throw the ball deep in snow. You and I both know that playing. We both played in snow before. You can't track the ball on the flight when at least the quarterback here being a defensive back. You being a linebacker when they're doing drops. And so you can't see that. So you got to be quick. And the running game was on. And the thing that was so interesting, they had 3 backup offensive linemen and they would mourn them down. I mean, so was that observation correct or was it not correct? Tell me what you thought about it, Rose.
That observation was really true, man. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's a good observation. But the problem that Buffalo has is that they're leading rush in the last 4 games is their quarterback. If your leading rush is your quarterback and you're not Jalen Hurts, you've got a problem. And this kid trying to throw, like Ned said, he's trying to throw the ball down in the snow. You don't do that. You used to have a running game. So Buffalo got away from who they really are, which is you run the ball. But Cincinnati, Joe Burrow's the type cat gonna do everything. Him and that running back been in the league. I say only been in the league, guys, together maybe 1 or 2 years. These kids have played together for 4 or 5 years in same backfield in college. So they know each other like a book. But the thing about it is that Buffalo got away from being themselves. You got to run the ball in the snow. You can't have your quarterback being your leading rush and then trying to throw the ball down the field in the snow. And everybody's playing a zone watching you. You can't do that. So that's why they send it home right now.
Yeah. I would agree. Go ahead, PJ. You had a point. You were going to break up earlier.
Oh no, I was going to say they looked a little slow. They look slower, and I was kind of wondering how much the last couple of weeks had taken a toll. You know, so yeah, and I could kind of see it. And they weren't trying to go deep because that was their game all season. And I think as soon as they saw how fast Cincy was coming out, they knew they were going to be playing from behind. They were just trying to throw some damn points up on the board while they could.
Yeah.
I think that it was a survival game.
Then it turns into like Tampa Bay last week, having Brady throw 66 times because you're trailing the whole damn game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rose, you ever been in a game where your team is going to be out, man? You look across the field, you look at your teammates, say, hey, man, let's just survive this one. Let's just get through it. And everybody know, they're rolling. You can't stop them. You get to the sideline, the coach say, forget about everything we did in practice. This is what we're doing now. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
You have to change. You have to change. And for a team not to be in the NFL and not to change who they are because of a circumstance, I know we're on the Cincinnati game, but that's the same thing as the Cowboys. You got to be able to change and roll with the system that's in front of you. Mm-hmm. For one thing, for the quarterback for Buffalo, these guys are not playing man-to-man in the snow. They're sitting back. Everybody's watching what you're going to do. That's why you can't run the ball because they're in the zone. Everybody's watching you, mm-hmm. right? So that's why you can't slip out. So all of a sudden, totally changed Buffalo's game plan. They can't throw the ball down the field because they got two safeties high, right? Yeah. And you can't throw the ball. So they set themselves up to lose. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Cincinnati this week.
I think the quarterback has went backwards since the quarterback coach went to the Giants. I think because now his decision making is off. He's not staying on script, and he's trying to play hero football with outside of the whole game plan. It's like when the plays break down, he just goes and does what he wants to do instead of looking at his progressions. And he's eyeball fucking a lot of his main receivers in his first read. And this is what I saw with him.
That's so true.
Definitely the most inaccurate season of his career.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that includes his first one, which was not that. I mean, it was decent. Like I've said it before in this, we've all said it. One of the most progressive play. Josh Allen from a rookie to where he got to last season, not this season, but last season at the end when they lost that game in Kansas City. And obviously it was whatever happened at the end of that one, but it's the progression. And yes, he did lose that piece, man. And sometimes you might not think that piece is that important, but Daboll going to the Giants, there might have been somebody in the corner in the Bills locker room that he'd like to just whisper to every now and again, who's not there anymore after games, or to lead him through practice or whatever that helped him progress. That's been there that entire time. So that might be a thing. But I do. Before I made a pick last week, I gave a couple reasons why I thought Cincinnati was going to win, and they made it very vocal during the broadcast. They said it time and time again. Coin tosses, all of these other things. And Cincinnati kind of felt slighted, man. They kind of felt slighted, and this is what happens to teams when they feel slighted. They're, you know what? Okay, you're going to – first off, they did all that stuff that I mentioned last week, but then after the show last week, they added a cherry on top. They started selling tickets. They started selling tickets for the game in Atlanta between Buffalo and Kansas City, and guess what?
I know myself. I had seats for the box for us.
You're right.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought about that. I thought about it, and I was like, I want an AFC Championship game.
But here was the thing that was so funny.
Don't believe it.
I say the two teams nobody wants to play right now is Cincinnati and San Francisco. They are the two teams nobody wants to play because by the time we get to the next week, I think the three offensive linemen are going to be back with Cincinnati and San Francisco. All their guys are healthy now, but McCaffrey, I heard a receipt came in the other day. He has a calf injury. He has something wrong with his calf. And so that might be a mitigating factor in the game, but the backup is good, but he's not as effective as McCaffrey. That's the difference.
No one's asked about
They got Deebo Samuel.
McCaffrey.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you always on Debo's tip anyway, so you know how that goes.
Debo is the man.
Yeah, he's fire.
That's-
Debo's
to me,
he's
yeah.
incredible. Yeah, he's
Unbelievable.
I've been saying ever since the trade, it is unfair that one singular offense has Debo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey.
And CMC.
That is
exactly it,
unfair.
man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have Kittle on top of it.
Smart GM. Unlike one GM I know in Dallas.
I got a good question on 4 downs for y'all.
Okay.
Y'all are gonna like it.
We'll save that.
All
right. So real quick, before we move on from the look, shouts out to Buffalo. Did their thing this year, but I think and I understand what happened there this year. I mean, it shook us enough that we literally we just can't even think about doing a show because of what took place there. That was something that none of us had ever seen before, ever on a football field, and it scared the shit out of all. You know what I'm saying? So we decided, we took the proper steps. But like Sloan said earlier, though, had that not happened, I believe the Cincinnati Bengals were clapping them out of that stadium. And then we come here and this happens. Look, teams who feel slighted, and we saw Joe Burrow in the post game interview. You better get them refunds ready. When you start selling tickets for a game that just says to you in your face, we think you're going to lose, so we're going to go ahead and sell these tickets for
right. And you know what else Joe Burrow said I liked about him? They said, well, Joe, you got to hurry up and win because the window for the Super Bowl is closed. He say, the window is always open long as I'm playing.
As long as I'm here.
Long as I'm playing. He said that.
Yep, and that's fire, man. That's fire. And look, we've all, like, you guys have played. We've all been watching. We've been consistently associated with football for a long time in our lives. Just whether it's be watching or whatever. And when you see a dude, when you see that dude, you're like, that dude might be in 10 years. That dude's still gonna be back there playing football. He's still, and Joe Burrow is that guy. And I think that comment, especially that the window was always open as long as I'm here. They did what they had to do. They went to Buffalo, smashed them up.
Well, but don't
go ahead.
Don't get it twisted though. Josh Allen, that's a good quarterback. He's
no.
And I played with Marino for.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say no. We're not trying to take anything from Josh Allen at all. No. Yeah.
Would you say, Rose, you played with Marino?
Mm-hmm.
I played with Marino for 3.5 years at the time I was there in Miami, and just to watch how he throws the ball, was unbelievable. Well, when I saw Josh Allen play as a rookie, I was like, wow, that kid is the same thing. I mean, it might be good. It also might be bad. The wild comes from it might be good, but also may be bad. The good thing about it is that he's very confident in his arm.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he can win the game by himself. That's also the bad thing, because he'll throw the ball into traffic. He takes chances, just like a Brett Favre did back in the day.
Yeah, he did.
You will win with this cat, or you will lose with this cat. That's what Buffalo has been doing. He's responsible for them winning as well. We all saw what happened last week, so that's what you get with those type of quarterbacks. You get greatness, but then sometimes they fail at it because they're going to lose the game for you as well.
I'm going to say an extreme statement here. Until I see differently, I'm going to say Josh Allen is a stud in the regular season, and he's a spud potato in the postseason. He ain't good. He hasn't been good in the postseason.
Well, I will put it. I think the quarterback is only good as the adjustments that the coaches provide for him at the intermission.
True.
Would you agree with that, Roosevelt? You and I both been in a situation where you just gotta track everything you did the first half and do something else. You gotta be learning on the go.
Everything in the playoffs changes. I have 16 weeks to study what you have done. If you're the MVP, that means I got 16 weeks of watching you be the MVP. So come the playoff game, I'm gonna be really prepared for you. We're gonna stop everything you do. We're gonna Belichick you. If your thing is the quarterback, your thing is the tight end, we're gonna take them away. If you guys are gonna run a lot of stress plays, we're gonna take the other way. thing they did with Josh Allen, they said, okay, we can't play man-to-man against this guy. We're going to play zone. That's what they did. They played zone. He had 25 eyes on him. I know there's only 11 guys on the field, but everybody was watching him.
Yeah.
So he couldn't do anything. He couldn't run. And every time he threw a pass, they was right there for the pass. That was part of it. Joe Burrow for Cincinnati, they don't have a book on him yet.
No.
No, he's like the Joker right now. Nobody knows what he's going to do. That's going to change in a few years.
He's Macaulay Culkin at home alone.
Yeah. And here's the thing that makes Cincinnati was so much better because they have two different running backs with totally two different styles, and sometimes they will put them both in the backfield. You don't know what they get. But I do know this: when they run screenplays, they use P-Line. When they run it wide and through the middle, they run an A-gap. They use a Joe Mixon. Now, where did those guys go to school? That's all I got to say. Oh, I forgot about the tight end. Bam! Yeah! That's right.
Hey, I don't know if he went to school at Oklahoma, but I know they play football at Oklahoma. I don't know about the going to school part.
Oh, shit! We all got our degrees in football, so we all came out. We all looked there for ourselves. Hey, but check this out though. But Cincinnati, you remember we were talking about this other day, Rose. They got a lot of their players are from LSU and Oklahoma. Isn't that kind of weird?
That is weird. That's unbelievable. That's me. They're doing their recruiting from the way. They're doing their scouting. Those kids in the SEC can play. Period. But
the kids from Oklahoma can.
It's amazing how they got the same running back. What'd you say?
I said the kids from Oklahoma can play too, so you got to give us some credit.
I couldn't hear you. Oh yeah. Big 12.
You and I both are Big 12 brothers now. You know we got to love that.
Hey, we'll see one of your boys this weekend.
Yeah, Big 12, bro. They sling the ball around the Big 12, but
that SEC is tough, man. Woo. It's tough.
It really is. It really is.
Anybody else y'all got some thoughts on the game?
No, I mean we pretty much went over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move
All
on
right,
to the
man.
next.
Do what now?
Move on to the next one.
Also, guys, I want to say one thing too.
Okay.
Yeah.
As Neds know, and you guys know also, this time of the year is about who's the most healthiest person.
Oh,
right now,
absolutely,
Cincinnati going to the next game, they're healthy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. They're healthy. And that's why I have, I'm thinking about Kansas City. I love Pat Mahomes, Texas Tech, but he's not healthy.
Well, we can move on to that game next, right?
Yeah.
Well, Rose, we'll let you take the floor with the Dallas Cowboy game since you are a former Cowboy and Jerry used to be your boss.
No, we gonna hit the Kansas City game.
We gonna hit the Kansas City game.
Yeah. We gonna hit the Kansas City game. Obviously, biggest news out of that game: Patrick Mahomes high ankle sprain. We've watched a lot of football again. We know what that means. I've seen most players who've had that. I've seen them say that by Tuesday or Wednesday they are in crutches. They ain't walking on that foot at all. So with this huge, massive game that's coming up this weekend, obviously Patrick Mahomes said he's gonna play, and I'm sure they're gonna do what?
You know what they're gonna do?
Oh, well,
they're gonna try to shoot.
They're gonna do and we'll get.
They're gonna give him that gear.
You're gonna see that doctor.
Yeah.
So,
but since we are talking about Kansas City, Cincinnati probably gonna do what Jacksonville did not do, bro. Once Patrick Mahomes hurt the ankle, I don't understand why their pressure dropped 20%. What are you doing? I don't get it. And look, man, I'm not a coach. But the coach. If you see blood in the water, ain't you supposed to attack that? And once Patrick Mahomes, go ahead.
Yeah, make him run. Get him out of the pocket. Make him scramble. He can't run. He's a wounded.
You the expert. Go ahead, tell us.
From an NFL linebacker perspective, I can compare it to like a guy in a boxing ring. You know, let's say as long as the champ, and he get hit. Yeah, you hit him in the face and you staggered him, but did you knock him out? You didn't knock him out, so you kind of like, okay, I'm not sure what this guy's going to do. That's the same thing with Pat Mahomes. They will not blitz him because he makes his money scrambling. He completes more passes outside the pocket than he does inside the pocket for anybody in the whole league this past year. So from that perspective, do we make this guy run? And all of a sudden, my DBs come up and he goes over the top. So what they did was kind of apprehensive. Well, going into the next game, Cincinnati will not be. They're going to try him. They're going to test him. And once again, if they try him and test him, he cannot move. Then it's a different ball game. But in the middle of that game right there, you didn't know what you was getting when he came back in the game. I'm pretty sure all you guys know he probably went in the locker room and came back out with a little magic on his ankle.
A little magic.
You know. so from that standpoint, you know, magic might have kicked in if you try to blitz him or whatever. You probably got a burn. So,
but you know, so when you get that magic, when you get that kind of magic, it burns at the top of your calf, and by the time, about 10 minutes later, you don't feel nothing in your foot. Am I right, Roosevelt? You know what I'm talking about. When you get that magic and you don't feel nothing in your, you don't feel nothing, man. It's like, is it really there? You look down at your feet, see if it's still underneath you. That's what happens.
Nothing. I call that, a guy we used to call that when I was at the Cowboys, used to call that Seabiscuit magic. Like the same stuff they put on Seabiscuit when he couldn't run that good.
You gotta go see Dr. Squeak, baby. Dr. Squeak, baby. You know when you put that needle so big, you go, ooh! It's about that long, man. They feel it, and when they move it in, when they hit that spot, you jump like that. And he said, did he just squeeze it on in? I mean, that's why we call it Dr. Squeak.
I'm gonna tell you guys something you guys probably don't know, but the same thing they use on horses, like horse liniment. I mean, the stuff is so strong. I'm being serious too. The stuff is so strong that when the guy gets back in the huddle, you can smell it on his breath.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It gets in your bloodstream, man.
You don't feel nothing.
Hey, that was fine. Hey, Roosevelt, I appreciate it. That was good. I know Sloan told us over the seasons about this kind of stuff, but that particular description of it, that was absolutely good. On their breath.
Oh, that's like that old DMSO they used to put on you back in the day. DMSO, you know what I'm talking about? You can taste that shit in your mouth, man. You can taste it, man. It's like, damn, what's that? Man, it wasn't like icy hot.
It's not like icy hot.
So Hey, if it helped you make it to all zeros on the clock, then there you go, man. That's
when Mahomes got hurt and it was revealed exactly what the injury was the next day. Everything after MRI, I couldn't help but think of Mac Jones because it was the exact same injury with Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And
couldn't walk off the field
with that meme-worthy face.
But Mac Jones ain't made like Patrick Mahomes.
No, he is not.
Hey, let me ask you guys one question. Let me ask everybody on this panel one question. In that game, what was the defining moment in that game? Does anybody realize it?
Which one? The Jacksonville game?
No, the Kansas City game. What was the
Jacksonville, Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
No, it was the fumble. It was the fumble from the punt returner. I thought that's what it was.
Okay, what about you, Rose? What you think?
When the backup quarterback came in and they didn't miss a beat.
Right.
That was it.
I will say this. Sitting in my house in this very room watching that game, when that had to happen, when Chad Henne came in there, I said, Jacksonville, here's your chance. And I sat back to watch it. Guess what they did? Gave that chance back to Kansas City.
but you know what psychologically killed Jacksonville? When they came out in their end zone in the first play, they threw the damn ball. Kansas City threw the ball the first play. I said, they in trouble.
But here's this, though. When Chad Henne came in, remember this part. They took the ball over 80 yards to the other end of the field and scored.
Not
Wow.
98.
98 yards.
93 yards. Wow.
Yep. And they came back and threw it on the first play out of the end zone. Who throws the ball out of, unless you got a Dan Marino or some guy like that out of the end zone with a backup? Yeah. Judge Moore threw 10 passes on the sideline and come in and do that.
We already know.
Hey,
go ahead.
Haven't played in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Haven't played in 6 weeks. Oh, man. I mean, how did Rosie? How did you think Trevor Lawrence performed? You know, at that magnitude of pressure. What's your take on him?
He's just going to be like and I always do analogies or whatever. That's another kid that's impressive to me. He's going to be all right.
Yeah. He
just need more reps, more experience. You know, we got rid of the coach last year. Got him a decent coach in there right now. Got to get the decent coordinator.
You remember we played it in high school when he was at Evangel. Peter, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So and also he was my quarterback when I was over in the NFL Europe. But they're gonna be great. I mean, I believe you. Watch my words. They're gonna be great. That kid is unbelievable. The kid is what is he? 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah.
He can run. You know, you might as well start calling the sunshine because it's going to happen. They're going to really shine on them pretty soon.
He's a natural leader too. Natural leader. Did you see what he did at the end of the game? He stayed in the tunnel and he hugged and patted every single player that came off that field, and every single one that they were waiting in line. Like stop, gave him a hug. He said something to him. They went off. Next one come up. You know, they were waiting for it. It's not like they were just this guy.
No, when they played in that game, the game they played in the last play, they came back and beat San Diego. And when they knocked him on his butt, he went to the sideline when he threw that 4th interception. And Roosevelt, you know this. Sometimes when a quarterback is garbage, the players ignore you when you come to the sideline. But those
so true.
They look down. They don't pay attention to you. And I'm watching the game. I told my old lady, I said, oh, man, they love this boy. They love this kid. And when the center got up, and the center's the leader of that offensive line, if the center tells you what to do, the center got up and patted him and gave him that little brother hug. Right. He said, we got you. And I said, he's the guy. He's the man. Because, Rose, sometimes you can be in camp.
Hey,
and garbage, the players around kicking the grass. Right. And the coaches see that. When the coaches see that, they say, he ain't the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
They won't follow him into war.
They won't follow him.
Yep.
And
they did. And they look. They had a game this week. Obviously, they played the Chiefs. The Chiefs are what they are. Obviously, once I think I'm not going to take anything away from these players on Jacksonville's squad. I think, like I said earlier,
nobody expected to be anyway.
Once Mahomes got hurt, I think they should have. I thought they should have 360'd their defensive strategy, but they didn't. And look, we saw the fumble. They still had a chance, even though they didn't change their defense. They had a fucking chance right there at the end.
True.
And obviously, I can't remember the dude's name, punt returner who fumbled it. Shit happens. And look, they're gonna look at that guy. And they're gonna be like, yo, come into this embrace because stuff just happens, man. And obviously, you had that, and then the interception that pretty much ended it when Trevor Lawrence threw it. It was a little short. And dude caught a one-handed pick and stuff, and pretty much seal the game. Yeah. But I agree.
I just want to say this, guys. Mm-hmm. I want to say this right here because when my father called me there from Shreveport, Louisiana, I got to put that name out there. When my dad called me, he said, that Trevor Lawrence kid is pretty good. He said, you know what he did after the game? After the week they won the game, I said, I'm not sure, Dad. What did he do? He said he took his whole offensive line to the Waffle House.
He did.
Everybody. I said, yeah, I like to do that.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Hey, yes, he did. I'm gonna call my boy up and see. I'm gonna call Adrian up, man. Adrian Cooper. I'm gonna call Adrian up. Ask Adrian.
No, it's on social media.
Yeah.
The video,
Yeah.
the people who worked at the Waffle House took video
Yeah.
of him
Yeah.
coming
Took all
in
his
there
boys
with
to
his
the Waffle
mom
House.
and dad and his brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and they just ate Waffle House.
Yep.
He had him. He got him a good plate, man. Yeah.
Wow. But you know what? Woo,
Yep.
man. I would tell you this here. I'm gonna talk about another quarterback. It's off the playoff game, but Rose, you understand this. When you got a quarterback that alienate players on the team, he kills the morale of the team because that's the guy that handles the ball every play and dictate whether you win or lose. And the problem that the Denver Broncos have is that problem. That's the problem that they got in Denver.
So true. That is so true.
Yep. So when your quarterback
came with him from Seattle. Yeah.
Yep, and it came from Seattle. That's why, you know why they got rid of him? When they saw Geno Smith, the players liked Geno better than they like Russ. And they said, Gene, we're going to put you. And the coaches see this stuff, man.
Oh,
and a lot of people don't understand. The locker room is like a family. You have your subgroups, but you gotta have that one. You gotta have that dog on defense. You gotta have that dog on offense. And when you got that dog on offense, all the pups will play.
Yep. They all will follow him.
Yep. And people don't understand that if your quarterback ain't running that team right, it ain't happening. The only with one exception, Ray Lewis with the Ravens. That was a whole different game. That was different. Ray Lewis ran that team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was different. That's the only case where the quarterback didn't matter for his leadership. It was Ray Lewis. That was it. Shut up.
Right.
And the Raiders were Howie Long. Howie Long ran the Raiders when he was out there. And that's very rare when you see. And Joe Green ran the Steelers. I mean, that's how it was.
Not surprised at that either. So let's hit up next game in this thing we're talking about, man. So no, I'm gonna let you get y'all want to talk about the Cowboys and 49ers? Let's talk about the Cowboys and 49ers.
Let's talk about Philadelphia. Come on, go ahead on and get it.
What's that?
Danny Dimes was Danny Pennies.
Hey man, they you talking about the Giants and the Eagles?
Yeah,
that one. We'll leave Niners Cowboys for last.
Okay. Look at that game. Look, it was pure domination from start to finish. As soon as the clock started, when it hit 0.01 until the time that it was all 4 zeros, the Eagles dominated that game. Look, and I know a lot of people got some stuff to say about this weekend coming up. I'm gonna tell you right now. One team struggled with another team. The other team that plays at home this Sunday, they struggled against the Giants.
It was a scrimmage.
Look, man. Shouts out to all the look. Nobody expected the Giants to be here. Nobody expected the Giants to be playing divisional weekend in the NFL playoffs. Nobody did. Nobody. We had our picks. No, nobody did. So they made it there. Had a good team. They got themselves a good head coach, man, straight from Buffalo. Dude got those dudes motivated to win some games and to make the playoffs, bro. Even though they got Saquon and people want to make fun of Danny Dimes and things of that nature. But there's a stat thing that came out that I saw. I think it was yesterday evening, where his numbers were better than Dax. Like his numbers. But plus he had 700 and something rushing yards.
Hey man, listen to this, Rose. Let me ask you this question, Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
The quarterback for the Giants, as you told me the other day, that's all they had. You got to credit the coach. It inspired him to play to a different level. Am I right or wrong on that?
True.
He got in the play.
Different for a different coordinator.
Yep.
It makes a difference, when a new coordinator came in, a new coach came in, he actually gelled with them. Because remember, guys, this kid was a lost cause. This kid was going to be looking for a job in a couple of years.
Yep.
He came back and played well this year. I think the Giants, Saquon Barkley, I was the only kid that expected to be in the playoffs to be with you, to be serious with you. The Giants themselves were surprised to be there. Just like everybody else was surprised. And I think they ran into a Philadelphia Eagles that expected to be there. So we have a team that expected to be there and a team that's surprised to be there. Although the Giants had nothing to lose, they did not play like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Giants
they did last week, though. They did. The Giants played fucking fire. The last week they did. They did. The
Giants playing for house money.
Are you a Giants fan? Are you a Giants fan?
He Green Bay, man. He like broke down Aaron Rodgers up there, man. They get ready.
Hey, man.
Whoa. Don't you talk about my team out there. Committed. Yeah, man. But I really think that Philadelphia played the media because everybody thought Jalen Hurts was really, really hurt. They set him out and let him heal up in the last couple of weeks and took those 2 L's. They knew they was going to get a home field game and they were going to get a bye, so they let him sit out. That was the strategy, I think, because if you had a hurt shoulder, you don't turn up field and drop your head trying to get a first down if you got a hurt shoulder. You slide. And he didn't.
You know that they never tell you if somebody's really hurt or not. They never tell you that. But then all of a sudden you'll strategize against it. He wasn't hurt. I know when he set out, he wasn't hurt. They're gonna let it heal a little bit more, but he wasn't hurt.
No.
So, but he's gonna really have to play come this week because what they're gonna do, gonna step back, gonna step back and play zone against his ass. And if he can't run, he can't win. I was telling Sloan that if Jalen Hurts does not get more than 40 yards, they will lose the game. If you can
40 yards rushing,
they will lose. He will not set the pocket and beat you.
40 yards rushing.
40 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
40 yards rushing.
Okay.
Yes. 40 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. He has to have over 40 yards rushing to give Philly a chance. If he does not, they're going to lose the ball game. He cannot beat you from the pocket by himself.
So
I agree with that. Yes.
What's your take on it now? I know you like that. You like that kind of football. So what do you think about the Jalen Hurts situation?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to me?
And the Ramsey.
Oh, so what?
I think Ramsey has you muted.
I was saying. So what's your take on the Philadelphia game? I mean,
I kind of agree with what Roosevelt was saying. If Hurts doesn't run, he's not gonna win the game for you. You know, I mean, his whole MO is being able to scramble and get out of the pocket. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, if he doesn't do that, I mean, he's not as effective. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, but I don't. They're obviously he hasn't been stopped from doing that.
But one thing I will say, don't forget about, and this is game because as the game starts this weekend, as it gets closer to it, even today, the talk is about San Francisco's best ranked defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean they're going to contain Hurts, man. Yeah, they're going to shut him down. I think that's going to be a problem for him.
Yeah. What is
okay?
What's San Francisco gonna do against Philadelphia? Ain't got no. Their defense ain't no scrubs. They got a good defense, bro. That's what I'm saying. Is, I'll tell you this. What I saw this weekend.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. For the whole panel, how often do you see San Francisco run the ball up the middle?
I mean,
they
do.
Did you hear what I said?
That often.
They do with
how often do you hear San Francisco run the ball up the middle?
They do often with CMC. They actually run him up the middle more often.
They run off tackle. They run off tackle. They run off tackle.
They run off tackle. If they run off tackle, which means that those big guys for Philadelphia, they got to move this week. Nobody's gonna run the ball directly at you. If they run the ball 25 times, they might go to the middle twice, if that.
Because they're gonna run B gap. They're gonna run B gap and C gap plays every damn play. They never run A gap runs. Never. Even though they have a fullback, they always kick out. Am I right, Roosevelt? They trapping every time. They trapping. They pulling that offside guard or they play offside tackle. They running Ted plays the whole damn time. That's why McCaffrey always springing, and he's so quick. He hit that line and he's gone.
So quick.
And that is so
same
true.
thing. They put Debo Sanders in the backfield and run the same as they play.
Yep.
So
They run a lot of motion.
got to run this week.
They run a lot of motion. They run a lot of motion, man. They run a lot of motion. And here's the thing. And they throw off the same set. They only run 4 plays if you look at them. They just run out a different set.
That's it.
They run 4 plays. If you watch San Francisco, they run 4 plays out of about 5 to 6 different sets. It's the same stuff. If you paid attention to it, I know you see it because I see it over there. You've been in the war. I see it. I'm like, wow.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You can't. They don't know it's coming because all of a sudden they're moving Debo Sanders in the backfield. They're moving McCaffrey in the slot. They're putting him at 44. Right about the tight end was the same exact play. Maybe you have a guard and tackle pulling, or maybe you have number 44 pulling. Was the same exact play. Stretch right, stretch left. That's it. And then motion.
Here's the thing that people don't realize. Trent Williams. You know Trent Williams, right? The left tackle.
Yeah.
That's one of my Oklahoma homeboys. And anytime they get ready to run that ball, he sets off the line just a little bit. And you know he's coming down the line and he's coming hard. Yeah. And sometimes he reach block you when he sets off the line to pin you in. He make you come upfield, he pin you in. He's done that a lot. I've seen it every time. Roseman, you know what I'm talking about when they talk about reach blocking.
Yeah.
This
past week, if you guys noticed also, the announcers on the radio, announcers on television, they was constantly talking about how good San Francisco receivers block. They block because they're coming from outside in, and they stretch and play to the outside. So Philadelphia's not going to get any balls run up the middle that much. They're going to make excuse my mouth. They're going to make their ass run this week. They're going to be ready. They're going to be tight.
They're going to give them a. They're going to get a cardio workout in on Sunday for sure.
Hey, they're going to run them left and right, and then they're going to throw one over the top. And Debo going to come down the middle. You watch. Because I'm telling you,
that's true.
I've seen this all the time.
That's true.
I mean,
Nez, I know exactly the play you're talking about. The exact same play you're talking about was, okay, Debo's come block me, come to block me, come to block me. All of a sudden, he's going to flip. He's going to go over the top. He's going to block me, he's going to keep going down the bottom.
I'm telling you, man. He's running a deep, he's running a skinny post right down the middle, man. I mean, they'll put him in the slot. And then they put him in the slot. They keep running that damn that outside tackle play. He's blocking. Then he gonna come in and I'm gonna tell you, and Kittle gonna come from the backside on the other side of him because they never put Kittle and Debo on the same side. They never do it. They never do it. And I'm like, wow. They run 5 plays. They got about 20 different sets out of it, and all you gotta do is look at the routes they're running. Yep. And everything has a stem. And a lot of times, Debo runs a lot of choice routes. And McCaffrey runs choice routes, too. Because sometimes he runs the arrow right inside. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Rose. You see it, too.
Correct. Hey, I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure you guys on there probably thinking, okay, if they run 5 plays, well, they should be stopping you, right? Don't think that the defense don't know they run 5 plays, first of all. But the first time the defensive guy, coach, is going to say, oh, man, they're running 5 plays. First thing the defensive player is going to say, shit, coach, he's fast. That's just speed is different. McCaffrey, they're going to run past that. Even though if you know what's coming at you, it's going to go right past you, whether you know it or not. So that's the difference. Yeah, you might know what's coming at you.
They get up on you so quick by the time you get your hips around, he's gone. If he gets even with you, and Roosevelt, you know that if they get even with you, you're beat.
They're leaving. If you're even, you're leaving. If they get even, they're leaving. That's it. That's right, Nez, right? If he's even, he's leaving.
Yeah.
Hey, take it. Hey, me being a defensive back, I've experienced that shit a whole bunch of times.
On this show, you experience it on this show, Sloan. Even you know.
Even he's leaving. That's it. Hey, guys, think about it. You're playing 10 yards off the guy. The ball is snapped. You start backing up. All of a sudden, you look at the guy. He's even with your hip. You're like, damn.
Oh no,
He's
yes,
leaving with you. He's leaving you.
No, man, he's gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. You doing this? Then they doing this.
Hey, and there's some perspective about the DB. You talking about where my help at? Where my help?
Hey, sometimes, man,
The safety's supposed to have my help.
yeah, I know. Shit, man, it's like fucking the Indianapolis 500, man. When you got that much coming at your boy, you like this. And sometimes you get to the side and the coach say, "What happened?" Say, "Coach, I don't know." It happens, man. It happens. But anyway, that's
Man.
So they're there, and obviously the reason that the 49ers are there. So y'all want to give your thoughts, man? Your thoughts on the Cowboys for now. I'll give mine real briefly because I ain't got much to say. I ain't gonna pile on them. I think Dak was probably one of the main reasons why they lost. The defense was fire.
The defense was fire.
Dallas's defense was absolutely fucking fire on Sunday. It was incredible. But
the San Francisco defense was better, though.
Yes, yeah, I'll give you that. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
But I will say the reason that I think the Cowboys didn't lose it because of their defense. They got some studs over there, man. They got some studs, bro. So I hand that floor to y'all. What y'all think about the Dallas Cowboys?
Roosevelt, you got the floor, baby. It's all yours. Your team, they play every month.
Let me say something from a standpoint. I talk about this so much that with people, guys. When that kid got hurt, the running back, Zeke's replacement got hurt. I put a Zeke replacement. When Pollard got hurt, it totally changed the ball game.
Yeah.
San Francisco became they're already the number one defense in the league, but they got really good. Because Dallas' thing was that I can power you with Zeke, I can stretch you with Pollard. So when Pollard got hurt, they became one-dimensional. Now all of a sudden, you need to have a quarterback who can throw you out that situation. Dak's not the person. Dak is not. I wouldn't say that he's not consistent. He's not consistent, and I don't think. I think it was a debacle all the way around because you guys have an offensive coordinator that's not changed what he does. All of a sudden, when you so dependent on Tony Pollard, when he's out of the game, you need to change your game plan. Dallas didn't change their game plan. You got Dak out routes, and then you know that. And one thing I didn't like about Dak was that he took a step backwards, guys. He took a step backwards. If you go back and you watch the film of Dak throwing the ball, he stares down his receivers. That's some shit you do in college. He stares out of something like that. You do not do that. NFL guys are too fast to let you know where they're throwing the ball to. And I for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I don't think Zeke is running inspired football anymore. I know maybe it's Wallace too heavy or some shit like that.
I've been smoking too much weed. I've been smoking too much that weed.
Smoking too much weed. Wallace too fat. And the thing about the defense is outstanding. Dallas has an outstanding defense. They got good DB. They got good safety. They got good linemen. They got great linebackers. And as anytime a defense gives up 19 points, you're supposed to win the ball game. Especially for San Francisco. Anytime you hold San Francisco under 350 yards total, you're supposed to win the ball game.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. So from that standpoint, the offense underperformed. That's all that was about.
And
I told Ned since the other day. Dallas had the ball 4 times inside the 20 and did not score. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the thing that really was interesting to me about that game, the clock management was horrendous.
Especially after last year.
Terrible.
It was horrendous, man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And the thing that was so interesting, when you one guy depended on your offense, they didn't change it up. And I'll tell you, Dak Prescott ain't the guy, as you say, Rosa, we talked about this the other day. He's not the kind of guy that's going to throw the ball 50 times and help you win. It ain't happening. It's not happening.
No.
He ain't built for that. He's a play action guy. And they were only getting, 2-point-something yards a carry with Zeke. So he really wasn't no threat running the ball. So.
No.
But it was very interesting.
You know that. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I can't hear
you. We can't hear you, PJ.
Mute yourself.
Go ahead.
I was saying they lost a better back. You know, Pollard was Zeke's safety blanket. You know,
he's good. I love Pollard, man. Dude, he's fire. Yeah.
Hey, Rosedale, let me ask you: you think Pollard is coming back? Because this was his last year on the contract with the Cowboys.
He will be back, but also I think when he got hurt, that he saved Zeke's job. You know, because Nez, as you know, once you put those screws in your leg, it's going to be anywhere from 8 to 9 months for you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He actually had a fracture. So Tony Pollard is not going to. If he's back with the Cowboys, he won't be back until maybe the second or third game in the next year. So basically, he kind of saved Zeke's job. To be honest with you, if they keep Zeke,
that's a good. Yeah.
Well, my buddy that scouts for the Rams, he said that Zeke is in that year of the big cap hit this year coming up. So will they keep Zeke or will they release it? Because when Johnny Mack told me that, I was like, I did not know that. You know, so that's going to be an issue. And the tight end is ready to get paid.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah. Yep. I know you guys do this all the time when it comes to the Cowboy Jerry Jones. They always what does Jerry do? They do a contract restructuring. They will restructure the contract for you to stay. One thing that happens with Jerry is they love keeping their players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they hold on to their players too long. You know, that's the thing about the Cowboys. So I would not be surprised if Zeke's there, but they're going to restructure his contract. That's all that's going to happen.
You think they're going to restructure Dak's contract?
No, he just got it last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm the GM if I'm Jerry Jones, time the game was over with, I was shaking the head coach's hand, saying, "Thank you, coach. I'll pay you a contract, but I just hired Sean." That's all I my back, but thank you for your effort. Thank you for just hired Sean. And here's the thing. Hey, think about this, guys. Okay, when excuse my mind sometimes, there. You know.
Oh, good.
But
No,
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he was trash at Tampa Bay. He went to New Orleans and made the Pro Bowl. Jameis Winston. So all of a sudden, now if I'm Jerry, I'm hiring Sean. I'm giving Dak 1 year. 1 year with him. Show me something. If you're not there, okay. See you later, Dak. Let's get somebody else to replace him.
Yep.
Okay. No, I wouldn't be surprised. I was talking about this the other day.
What about the other side of the ball?
Brady.
49ers and Brock Purdy. What do you guys think about him, man? That's what I want to know. We talked about the Cowboys. What about Brock Purdy and the 49ers in that game?
Well,
that kid.
No, I'll go ahead. He's balling. He's doing exactly what they need him to do to succeed. And look, man. He made it. And look, obviously, what he's done thus far, leading into this past weekend, you hadn't had this. He didn't have to. He did a lot. He didn't have to. But with this game, he really didn't need to do much, but just make sure that the 49ers have more points than the Cowboys because, like we've already mentioned, both defenses were playing absolute fire this game. So
it came down to what quarterback made the most mistakes, and Dallas quarterback made the most mistakes.
That's what I was going to say. His number one thing for that game was to hold on to the ball. Don't throw an interception.
True.
Don't try to make something happen and get a strip sack or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hand the ball off. Defense got this. Don't turn it over. Go have fun, kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, because his stats are nothing spectacular. He just took care of the ball. He just took care of the ball. 19 for 29, 214, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yep, that's one stat.
Vanilla game right there. Just let the defense take care of it. And let your running game take care of it.
Like, damn,
that's right.
Is it Trent Dilfer?
I mean, stats wise, it's his worst game he's had so far. Stats wise.
Yes, it is. It is considering what he's done since he's been there. Yeah,
I mean, he's playing to get some great games statistically.
He's playing to get some better defense. Rosie, let me ask you this question, Rosie. Do you think Purdy's going to be starting? You think he's going to get the job next year?
Ooh, that's man, because you know he's a third string quarterback for the 49ers. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I hate to be in that quarterback room because the kid, especially if he gets him he has to get him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He gets to the Super Bowl. That is his job.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't get him to the Super Bowl, no, the job is up in the air.
Huh.
So
We've seen this once before somewhere.
Yeah, PJ, I was just going to say the same thing.
We've seen this once before somewhere.
Yeah.
Where did you see that? Where did you see that?
In the year 2000, what was it? 2001.
Hey, you say that. However, we also saw it with the Eagles and Foles. Foles took the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Foles got discarded like he ain't done nothing. And
Here's the difference is Trace Young, Trey, whatever the kid named, Lance, has big ass #1 pick contract, and Brock Purdy was the last guy picked with only a $10,000 signing bonus. That's the guaranteed money Brock Purdy got. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, if he ain't starting here, he's going to be starting somewhere soon.
The one thing about the NFL, one thing about the NFL, you guys, Rosie, you know this. It really ain't about how much you could be in the film room watching a guy you know better than the guy that they paying a lot of money to, but the guy getting the money gonna play. Am I right, Rose?
You say that Brady wasn't getting paid.
That is so true, guys. The guy's getting
Brady.
Well, Brady wasn't getting paid.
Brady took a pay cut every year in the league.
I'm saying Bledsoe was the one getting paid. Brady wasn't getting paid. And then
Brady won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Purdy
keeps
winning.
Rosebeth, what you tell him, Rosebeth? I've seen this many a times. A guy can be sitting beside you, you know it's garbage, and he's gonna get the reps in practice because he's making more money.
Because he's a higher draft choice. He's a higher draft choice than you. The guy he's getting the money. So a #1 kid for the 49ers, he's gonna play next year. Purdy is remember, guys, I ain't trying to say nothing, but this is the last guy taken in the draft. He's not paying his contract. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with him next year. But come training camp, the other kid will be the starting quarterback. Unless he wins the Super Bowl, then it's a different story.
Yeah,
right.
It's going to be definitely interesting the way this plays out. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. So, obviously, we got our matchups for Sunday. So, y'all want to move right into 4?
Can I give you guys a preview?
What's that?
Let me give you a preview.
Okay.
Purdy and Jalen Hurts actually played against each other. Jalen Hurts last year at Oklahoma.
Exactly.
The score it came down to 44 to like 43 or 42 to 40, something like that.
As a 1 point game.
It was an outstanding ball game, and Purdy really outplayed Jalen Hurts.
Yes, he did.
Say that.
And you shouldn't when you bring that kind of stuff up.
What'd you say? What'd you say? I can hear you.
You shouldn't be bringing that stuff up. You know you're hurting my feelings when you bring that stuff up. Talking about a former Oklahoma. I'm just messing with you. I tried to avoid that. I watched Purdy play for 3 years, and in the years he was there, he smoked Oklahoma.
Good.
It didn't matter who was their quarterback. I mean, he smoked us.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Thinking around the yard. The NFL has changed. Yeah, the NFL has changed. The only thing that hurts them that Trey Lance definitely has, Trey Lance can throw the ball, but he also can run. The NFL is coming to those type quarterbacks. So these guys are like 6'2" and up, 6'3". They can run. They can sling the ball. That's the only thing that hurt Purdy. I don't know if he's a better runner than that. Yeah, that's the difference.
Matter of fact, I don't remember seeing him run much at all. And since he's taking the
no, you don't
starting spot from Jimmy G when he got injured and stuff. So that's
true.
That's interesting, man. So Ramsey got to bounce.
I heard, I gotta get out of here, man.
All right, Ramsey. Peace out.
Be good.
Hey, man. Nice to meet you, Rose.
See you later, Ramsey.
Nice to meet you too, buddy.
See ya.
All right, Ned. I
But-
got a few
but-
more
but
minutes,
it's-
Ned.
All right, I know you gotta go. I know you gotta go take care of mama business. I know how it is. But anyway, I get it. I'm just glad you was able to come on tonight and share some insights and everything, man. I'm very happy about that. So I love it. I love it.
Hey, bro,
Yo.
we really appreciate it,
guys.
man.
Nice
It's
meeting
been-
all
it's
you
been a
guys,
gem.
man.
Great meeting you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for bringing me on, guys.
Hey,
All right.
I don't have any Oklahoma stuff. Ned, I don't have any
What?
Oklahoma stuff in the room with me, but I'll show you some other stuff though, okay, before I go.
Okay.
All right.
Let me blow you up. Let me blow him up.
You know what? I
Ooh.
show you some stuff too, but I can't move my. I'll get some stuff off the wall. I got my. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. You got a Muhammad Ali picture. I got a Muhammad Ali picture. What? Yeah. Check this out. I got a Muhammad Ali picture.
Ask me about that, Ned. I was a freshman. Look at those guns.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There you go.
It's a sharp cut too. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, check out that one out. That's me right there, boy. Look at that.
Is that the?
I see you. Hey, Nancy, you got one more right here. Look at that one.
Oh,
Nice. Look at that.
Sweet. I love it. Hey, look at this one right here. Look at that one right there.
All right.
Look at that one right there. Who is that on that picture with me? Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
yes, so.
Get that back. Let me see that before I go.
Who with me? The greatest of all time.
Oh, look at that. That's outstanding, man. I love that. That's outstanding right there.
I know we travel the same circle. Yeah, man.
Hey, Ned, I got one more picture to show you. All right.
All right, go ahead.
My boys came over the house. My boy came over to the house, and it was Michael Irvin. Mike came over to the house. Mike saw this picture, and he said, man, is that a damn flag? No, man, that's me. You see that?
Love it.
Man.
That's me at 2 years old.
It all starts somewhere.
Mike saw
bro.
that
It all starts somewhere,
picture in my house. Hey, Mike saw that picture in my house. I mean, is that a slave? I said, hell no, no slave. That's me.
Oh no.
Anyway,
No, it didn't. Why gotta say that to you? Man, that's too funny, man. That is too wild, man.
yeah.
Bro, you thought you were a slave baby. You thought you were a little slave baby, man. Pope thing. I'm so. You didn't tell him something.
No, man.
Hey, there's my slave picture right there.
Big too.
My slave picture right there. Slave picture right there.
Wow.
You got to get allowed to show that.
That's you now.
All right, y'all.
Hey guys, we apologize. We apologize. All
All right, man. We appreciate you, man.
Before you leave, we got one more picture to show you.
All right, guys, you guys take care, man.
Hold on for a minute. One second. Give me 1 second. One more picture. Now, you probably might not like this one, but this is one of the coolest pictures ever. Hold on. I'm going to show you, baby.
One day.
That's me hanging out with Metallica, with Robert Tulio Metallica.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Wow. That's the name that I know right there.
And James Hetfield, that's Metallica. Yeah. So, that's Cutting out right there.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Metallica, man, and that's how that's James Hetfield, the lead singer, lead guitarist. So we had dinner together one night, man. So you know how it is, man. You know how it is. Hey, see Mike. Tell Mike I said hello, man. Yeah.
Hey, Roosevelt, man.
Y'all be good, man.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on, man. It was an honor.
Yeah, thank you.
Whenever you want to come back, let us know. We'll bring you back.
Hey, Rose, thanks. Appreciate it, baby. Say hello to everybody. All right, good.
All right,
Later.
y'all be good.
All right, bye.
Be good in this life. All right.
All right, y'all. Hey,
Man, you crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, huh?
Nah, we'll be back 5 minutes, halftime. 4 downs as soon as we get back. Let's go.
All right, bye.
What up?
Hello, motherfucker.
Hell.
I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back. It's rolling strong. Oh man, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
Yeah, man. But anyway, that was good. That was a good little night, man. That was. Yeah.
No, hey, for real, for sure, man. Tell them, hey, we appreciate them coming on, man, for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have another surprise for y'all coming up too by Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we down. We always down for the surprises. Real quick, before we hit the 4 downs, I did want to bring this up just to take a look at it real quick. Real quick, obviously the power rankings is they limited. You know what I'm saying? You got the Giants at 8. Jacksonville Jaguars at 7. And it should be all it has. Dallas Cowboys at 6. At 5, you got the Buffalo Bills. And then 4, the top 4s would be all the teams left. Kansas City Chiefs. They got them at number 4. Woo!
What?
Probably
for good reason.
Yeah, it's for good reason. A high ankle sprain is
because the other 3 teams though, come on.
Yeah. They ready. All right, and number 3, you got the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, you see them right there. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles, number 2. And at number 1, they jumped up 3 slots just because of this name right here, probably. And they got 5 receivers in their defense. They pulled no punches when it came to playing against the Buffalo Bills last weekend. So obviously, right here, we got a matchup set. And you ready for 4 downs, Jonathan?
Next week, we got to go over our Super Bowl picks.
Yes.
From the beginning of the season.
Yeah. We
got to do it.
Yeah, we do. We
always
interesting to see.
Yeah, it's
I didn't have a Super Bowl team.
Nope.
So that means I'm gonna win because I'm gonna pick the champ this week.
That's no fun. That's no fun.
So you ready, Jonathan?
Yeah, let's go.
Downs, baby. Let's go.
All right, first down. Here we go. How do you feel about teams drafting a QB every draft? I don't mean every pick, obviously. Just every draft, they draft a QB. How do you feel about that? Is that a good or bad strategy? Because not all teams pick a QB in every draft.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
Go ahead,
PJ. If it's your need, it's your need. I mean, if you're
what if it's not your need though?
Well, look how many that New England pick when Brady was there. Think about it.
Brock Purdy pick.
I mean, are you picking him in the first round? First round. If you're picking a first round QB and you got to establish QB, you're just adding fire to a fucking flame that's not even burning.
Case in point, the Green Bay Packers 3 seasons ago. You son of a bitches. Yes. Case in point.
But you know what? Does that mean you're just looking into the future? You're looking for the future. If it's a good QB draft. Okay, and you think your quarterback may have 3 or 4?
It does way more harm than good. Way more harm than good.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why it does more harm than good now because everybody wants the new draft pick quarterback to play sooner than later. Now think about it. When Green Bay drafted Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't intended to play for 3 years. And when the Titans drafted Steve McNair, he sat on the bench for 3 years. When Terry Bradshaw drafted, he sat on the bench for 3 years.
When did Rodgers go, though?
Rodgers went first round from Cal. He went the first round from Cal. He sat 3 years. When Steve McNair got drafted in the first round, he sat for 3 years. Terry Bradshaw never played if Jefferson Street Joe would have never got on cocaine. He even said that. They were going to sit him for 3 years.
So you guys think it's a good strategy or a bad strategy, or is it all just obviously depends on what your situation is?
Depends on need.
Depends on where your situation is. If you got all pro quarterback, you draft a guy that's serviceable. You don't go draft a top pick. You draft a guy like third, fourth round.
Brock Purdy.
The guy like Brock Purdy last round is sitting there, and you got a pick left, and you already got all your needs. Are you going to pick a quarterback?
They say just pick a quarterback. They just say just pick a quarterback. That's pretty much what they did. There wasn't even a thought. There wasn't even a scout thought pick. Just pick a quarterback. That's what they did.
All right. Y'all ready for second down then?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, Anthony, you got any more thoughts on that? You good?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's go. Who are you taking for your team as it is now? If you had a team there, Sloan. Who is your team now, Sloan? Anyways, hold on. Wait, before I ask this question, who's your team? Who's your NFL team, bro?
Cardinals.
Thank you.
Cardinals?
Cardinals?
Okay. Cardinals? I didn't know if you got chip or not.
I would never pick against the Cardinals because the Cardinals gave me my life, my chance, my everything.
I didn't know if you climbed out of that dumpster because it's kind of on fire right now.
No, hey, listen, I'm a Cardinal to the day I die, man. You know.
All right, here we go then.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's go with the question. I just need to make sure you had a team before I ask the question because the question doesn't work unless you have a team. PJ, Patriots, obviously. Green Bay for my man over here. So, Patriots. So, okay, here we go with the question. Who are you taking for your team as it is now? Your team as it is now, Tom or Aaron? Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers right now? If you needed a quarterback, Anthony, obviously you have Aaron Rodgers. Would you rather have Tom Brady over Aaron right now? Like,
they both played similarly trash this year, so I'm gonna keep the guy we got.
Those are your choices.
He's got familiarity with the. He's got familiarity with the people on the team.
Hold on, PJ. Before you answer, there is actually hubbub and talk of Aaron Rodgers possibly coming to New England.
No.
Yes. No, I'm serious. There's talk. But anyways, go ahead. What do you think?
I know Bill would love to play with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But with Aaron Rodgers, you want to play with Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
they both admired each other. Yes.
He's such a head case though right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would almost just say I would pick Brady, and I would for the first preseason game at Gillette, I would rope off the fucking the Patriot emblem in the middle of the field. And I would let Bill and Tom go at it for 5 minutes straight, just fucking bare knuckle, just beat the shit out of each other, get it out of your system. I want you guys hugging when you get out. We're going to win a Super Bowl. Retire. That's what I'm doing.
All right, so Tom Brady then, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man.
I'd obviously rather see Tom. I'd rather see Tom obviously come back to New England. End it with a nice Super Bowl win right off, him and Bill right off to the sunset. Obviously, Bill with all his wins and breaking that record, and Tom Brady being the GOAT of the greatest of all time. So I would love to see that. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. So that's kind of my thing off the field. He's a great quarterback, but F that. What about
people don't know about, boy. You see all my friends I bring on. You see my boys I hang out with. My boys, they enjoyed that too. So don't worry about it, baby. You come on down and let them. We'll hook you up.
Well, what about you? If you had to choose with the team the way it is now, would you rather have Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
I'd rather have Brady, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's less controversial, even though he's up in age, but he's calm, experienced, and he can teach the guys how to be professional.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first. Tom Brady to the Cardinals. All right. You guys ready for third down?
Man, you're gonna get me in trouble for that.
All right, third down. You ready? Yep. Worst commentator of the playoffs so far this season. Who's been the worst?
Ooh.
I'm going Collinsworth. At least Romo makes me laugh every now and then.
Collinsworth
because there was a lot of talk about this shit in our chat. So
because Collinsworth, just because Patrick Mahomes literally, and look, excuse me for what I'm about to say. Patrick Mahomes could have pulled his trousers down on field and took a piss, and Collinsworth would have been like, God damn, that's the best piss in NFL history. Yeah.
Man,
absolutely.
Yo, tell me I am wrong right now. He is, and look, he's done it before. I remember back in the day, earlier game, Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football, or Sunday Night Football, my bad. Collinsworth would be, I'd be like, yo, there's a reason why Kornheiser only lasted one season on Monday Night Football. Because every time Brett Favre took a step on the field, I think he might have soiled himself, bro. But anyway, let's go.
I forgot about Kornheiser on Monday Night Football.
Oh, you remember that?
Wow.
You remember Dennis Miller?
Oh, hell is the worst.
That's the same season, right? Is that the same season?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm going to say Collinsworth just because, like, look, bro, I understand these guys. They're probably better in this game than when he was in the game. But relax, bro. He's just a little too. You guys know he's a little. He's
on it. He's on him. He's all on it. He's all
on it.
I'll
say Collinsworth. Yeah.
Now
I like Collinsworth. I do like him as a.
What about you, Sloan? Who do you think? Do you like Romo? Do you not like Romo or Collinsworth or? Who do you think's the worst of over the weekend? Who's the other one? Olsen?
Olsen's
all right. Yeah. I don't typically like Matt Olsen, but he was fine this week.
Yeah.
No, he was fine.
Yeah.
Who did the sack? Who did the other Sunday game? Man, they sucked.
Which one? The Cowboys and
the ones that did the first Sunday game.
Oh, you talking? No, that was you talking about Bengals in Buffalo?
Oh no, that was Romo.
Yeah,
that was
you talking about Saturday's first game, Kansas City and
yes.
That was Collinsworth and
no, god damn it. Okay, I gotta find it.
It wasn't Collinsworth, but honestly, I would tell you guys this. Normally, when I watch football like that, I usually listen to Westwood One.
Okay. You just mute it. Yeah.
It's the Westwood One, and the reason why I do that because radio give me a better description than TV.
You listen to Jim Gray?
Yeah, I listen to Westwood One, not Jim Gray, but I listen to Westwood One. Those guys are Westwood One.
Jim Gray and Tom Brady, their little podcast they got. Oh man!
Well, Brady went off. He went off last night.
What is it called? Yeah, because they actually have one of my Cardinal guys on there, Larry Fitzgerald. He's on there too.
Yep.
He's on there. He's on there with.
He's a well-educated guy. I like him.
Marcellus Wiley's show.
Okay.
All right.
Marcel.
All right, y'all ready for fourth down?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I wish Roosevelt would have stayed for this question, man, because I would have loved to know what's the biggest problem with the Cowboys?
The coach. The coach.
Yeah. Did you see the last play of the game?
The last play of the game. Yes. I would.
How about the clock management? Well, do you think they should have spiked the ball there?
That's still coach. That's still coaching.
No, right before they
saying, do you think they should have? That would have saved them some time too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right before they punted too, they wasted 40 seconds.
Yep.
They wasted 40 seconds, just like you were saying, Jonathan.
Yeah, they did. Yep. But I think it's still Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones shoots himself in the foot all the fucking time, man.
You know what? And I'm sure I've said this before on this very podcast, and I think we all agree to this in some way, shape, or form. Until that dude gives up his grasp on, and here's the thing: the dude be drafting some fire cats. That's the thing. He drafts some fire dudes. Parsons, fucking, you know what I'm saying? He's a But I think his stranglehold on the organization, they will not put the crown back on again until he relieves some of his duties. And I've said that for years. He has too much control, and he won't even listen to maybe you should give this up. He'll laugh in your face and probably spit in your face and just move on.
He's the only owner that has a press conference after every game.
Yep. Until he gives that up, yeah, that this is you're going to see this for years with it. And look, here's the thing: whenever you talk to a Cowboys fan and they're upset about whatever, they feel the same way. They know this. They won't talk about it, but they know. Until Jerry Jones,
talk about it. If you talk about that, you won't have access. That's just like certain things I don't say on this podcast to you guys for everybody to hear because I lose my access.
Yeah, but
you gotta have some level of loyalty because I don't say a lot of bad stuff about the Cardinals. Technically,
but to answer your question, Jonathan, to answer your question, Jonathan, yeah, until he at least relinquishes some of his power. This is going to be the norm every year. Maybe sometimes they won't make the playoffs. Sometimes they will get clapped. Everybody clown on them or whatever, how they do. But, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Jerry Jones in my eyes. John Cena light. No, I was messing with some lighting stuff, man. I changed where my positioning of my lights are, and I look all freaking white and washed out. I'll fix it for next time. I'm sorry, guys.
Why got me washed out, bro?
No, look at like my freaking, and then my green screen's all fucked up. Just ignore me. It's fine.
You're fine. You're fine. You're good. You look good.
That's better. You can just hear me now.
Now you're a Green Bay and a Georgia fan. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Can I get my own symbol on that?
Yeah.
You I can?
Yeah. If you go to your little square down there, hit your three dots.
Trouble.
You can add one. Yeah.
I'm a Bulldogs fan now for right now until next year.
Hey,
that was 4 downs, man. Good on you guys.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate 4 downs coming back there after a couple weeks.
Hey, let me tell you something. From now on, if you miss, you better make sure you have 4 downs and turn the paper in and stop.
I can do that. That's easy.
No, man. Hey, look, man. When it comes to this show, there's a lot of stuff, but I ain't doing 4 downs. I'm sure none of.
I know damn
4 downs is not being performed on this show unless Jonathan is giving us 4 downs.
I'll let you guys do it, man. I'll just come up with the questions.
Man. It ain't the same.
Jonathan, here, this is what I'm really saying. That's what I enjoy about having your contribution to the show because I miss 4 downs. I love it,
man. That makes it worth it, guys. And I really appreciate it because I work hard on the questions, man. I work hard all week, man. Like I've got multiple questions, so I try to figure out which ones are best. And I say that all the time, though.
You know what? I know you're gonna come with some fire stuff because we have a gap. We do have a gap. We're still gonna do a show. It ain't gonna be that. But obviously the week break between this Sunday and Super Bowl Sunday, so we're gonna we'll come up with some good stuff for that.
But the thing is, like right now, this time of the season, it's great because there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of things that happen. Coaches get fired. Coaches get hired. Players retire. Players move already. Yep. They'll start talking about all that shit. So. Yeah, so it gets interesting. It gets interesting.
Yeah,
it's fun. It helps me more thoughtful. Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. We love 4 downs, man. We do.
It helps. You know what though? It helps me learn a little bit because if you guys notice, they're not right or wrong answers. It's all opinion questions that I do, and that lets me learn a little bit more about the game. It lets me learn a little bit more about what you guys, how you feel about certain things. It lets me get to know you guys because I don't know everything about football. So, and I don't know how you guys, think about certain situations. And it's great to to get your opinions on shit.
Even
man.
though
I
you
really
do,
appreciate
you will, and certain chat groups get my opinion when I say fuck football. I will say that.
I would say this, John, I would say this: the only advantage that guys like Roosevelt and I and some of the guys that we've been in a locker room in a more intimate level, but you do have a lot of knowledge of football. Don't sell yourself short, man.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't say I didn't know. I know some things, but like the X's and O's and like a lot of that, like different schemes. And like I don't know all that stuff very well at all. So I mean I know what I'm looking at. I know what and I know the game of football. So.
That's why you have guys like Roosevelt and myself and other guys that come on. We can explain it.
When you guys were talking, I was listening because y'all knew.
Talk, man.
So I wasn't gonna butt in. I was just the only time I butted in was when we need to get the show moving. Y'all can talk whatever.
I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. When you get like a lot of times, Roosevelt, all of us, different guys that I play with and played against, we all would get on the phone and talk football. It would last for 5 to 6 hours, non-stop.
Not surprising, to say the least.
I mean, it's crazy, man, when you get all of us together like that, because then we start telling stories about, like the elevator story, the Jimmy Johnson story. A lot of people don't know, because you got to be, it's really weird. It's funny shit, man. I mean, you think it's like everyday stuff, but when you think about it, you laugh about it. It's just crazy like that.
All right.
But
All right, so let me go ahead and put this up here as we make our game picks. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Championship Sunday. We got 2 games. Yo, real quick. We got 3 games left, ladies and gentlemen. 3. That fast this has moved upon us. We got 3 games left. So, like I pulled up here, Championship Sunday. When we get to this point, there's no helmet picks. Everybody just picks who they think is going to win. We don't do helmet picks when it gets to this round because
I know. I'm just laughing because my helmet pick, I didn't want it, and my helmet pick won last week. I was like, oh, I did good.
So I'm going to go with the first game real quick. San Francisco 49ers are traveling to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Wait a minute. Are they second or first game? Hold on. Let me try to find. Let me find it real quick. His scores. Let me see. Who's first? I think San Francisco and the Eagles are first, but let me make sure.
I think so.
49ers at Eagles, 3 p.m. Sunday. I'll be at PJ's watching this motherfucker. Let's fucking go. All right. So, real quick. So we see the game, 49ers, the number 2 seed in NFC going against the Eagles, which is, I mean, you like to see the top 2 teams. Couple details real quick. Homie from the 49ers, defensive linebacker, got arrested earlier today.
What?
Pushed the shit out of his wife. Got some. Hold up. Let me get it. Let me get it up to make sure I ain't fucking some stuff up. Oh shit! Yeah. All right, here we go. Nah, this ain't the right shit I'm looking for. All right, here we go. Pull this up real quick before we tell you some picks. Niners defensive end Charles Omenihu arrested.
Oh, very good. That was impressive.
On charge of misdemeanor domestic violence. Omenihu, yeah, I heard them say his name. Okay, San Francisco 49ers defensive end arrested on charge. So, already got something for the 49ers coming in this game.
Yep.
Already got some extracurricular.
That was a side chick, a baby mama. That's what that was.
Hey, no matter who it was,
she wanted too much money.
San Francisco's defense is dope, and one of the reasons is because of that dude. So who knows what happens? Obviously, you can already guess 49ers probably ain't going to suspend Cat for that game. Probably ain't.
Hell no.
Because they need him. They need it.
That's why it says suspicion of misdemeanor. Domestic suspicion.
Suspicion. So
you're suspect.
So yeah. 49ers get clapped on Sunday, Monday, not suspicion, a charge. So anyway, first pick, let me pull this back up here so we make sure we got the matchups in hand. I'm gonna go ahead.
49ers.
I'm gonna go ahead. That's who you picking?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put it like this. Say what you want about the Cowboys. Came in there, they held the Cowboys down. They scored 12 points. That's all good, bro. Philadelphia Eagles about to clap the fucking cheeks off their asses. Sunday.
Just like you said, the Giants were gonna upset.
That was me. I said that.
No, I didn't say the Giants were going to beat the Eagles.
Giants?
I think the Giants are going to upset Philadelphia.
Who picked the Giants?
I picked the Jaguars. I'm sorry, I picked the Jaguars.
Yeah, you did.
I did pick the Jaguars myself. Yeah.
I picked the Jaguars.
Who picked the Giants to win? Somebody picked the Giants to win because somebody said the Giants were going to upset.
Anthony picked the Giants. Ramsey picked the Giants.
So I did pick the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said I was going to pick the Giants. I said this, but then PJ gave me the helmet pick for the PJ gave me the helmet pick for the Eagles. Didn't you, PJ?
Yep.
Because I picked the Giants too.
Okay. The Giants upset were their fans. That's it.
What was my helmet pick last week?
What was your helmet pick last week?
Helmet pick last week.
San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, I thought they was going to win, though. Yeah, I did think San Francisco was going to win last week. Yeah.
I'm picking San Francisco. I think their offense is going to be too much, and I don't think Philly's defense is gonna hold up against the run game.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay. Give me the Eagles.
Gotcha.
By 15, bro. Add a 15 in there. They clapping the cheeks. Clapping. Who won the picks this season? Remind me again. Give me the Eagles. Clap.
I got you. Philly by 50. Philly by 15.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, man. 100% healthy Eagles. 100% healthy 49ers.
TW said give him a coin flip.
A coin flip? You want to? All right, hold on. Let me get you. Hold up. I got you. Hold on.
I'm going with the Eagles because that's an Oklahoma boy quarterbacking, and I think that I like the 49ers because I think the 49ers. I don't know who I need. I don't know who I'm gonna pick, man. I'm just being honest because I like both teams.
Nah. Hey, hold on. For TW, heads, San Francisco, tails, Eagles. Here we go. There you go, San Francisco.
All right, San Francisco.
You know what? I just want 49ers to win. Just so
I don't,
can hear.
because I fucking can't stand them.
I want to hear 49. I want to see 49ers win, just so I can hear Sloan say San Francisco for the rest of the season.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now.
San Francisco, baby, San Francisco.
I'm gonna say this.
San Francisco.
This is showing my hand for next episode of this show. Don't matter. Don't even motherfucking matter. Let's move to the next goddamn game. All right. Wow. It does not. Next game. Hold up. Come on, man. Get this shit over. All right, here we go. Bengals at Chiefs. The Cincinnati Bengals will clap the fucking Chiefs. They're gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now. I would have picked Cincinnati to win, and now Patrick Mahomes can't run. Clap. They are.
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
I'm putting Cincy across the board because they're gonna fucking smoke.
They are.
Dude,
let me tell you
Joe
something.
Cool's gonna come out there and fucking slang it. Slang it. Did you see that one video that you posted of him throwing the warm-ups where he just kind of woo, and he says like, woo.
That's some music video shit. That's some fucking music video shit.
Look, man. Look.
They did like a movie montage in the before, you know.
Hey man, you guys going to see the Brady Girls?
Yeah, 80 for Brady. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Go see that shit.
I want to see it.
Private viewing at fucking Harris Lane compound, Nelson compound.
Hey,
You got the movie already?
No, it'll be out streaming in no time.
yeah. That's probably.
You don't think it's gonna beat out Avatar, PJ? Come on.
It's in theaters for like 3 days.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah. I'll probably be watching it over there. Look, real quick. I don't think. And look, all of us, the agreement here means there's not much to say. They got disrespected. I spoke about that last week. We saw what they did to Buffalo, right?
They gonna win it. Cincinnati gonna win the Super Bowl.
I already put them down for it, PJ. Go ahead and make the spreadsheet.
I'll save my pick for that till next week, but let me tell you something right now. The NFL started selling them tickets for that game between Buffalo and Kansas City.
Give them a chip right here.
Bro, the biggest chip you could ever imagine. Yep. And they just and they were here last year. That's the one thing. If this was the first time they made it this far, I'd have a different feeling. They were here last year. They know exactly how the shit goes. They know exactly how to feel. They ran into a game with the Rams last year where some dumbass on their team fucking assaulted Aaron Donald out of bounds, like right there towards the end of the game, and then Aaron Donald turned into Jesus Christ and clapped their cheeks. And that's why they lost that game. This time, let me tell you something. The experience is there. The knowledge is there.
You know, see, here's the thing. Kansas City does not have a dog on their defense like Aaron Donald.
No, they don't. And also, the biggest factor in this game is obviously Patrick Mahomes has an eye ankle sprain. We've seen how that goes for people. He had 7 days to recover from that. So, and they're going to hide it. They're going to show him on TV in practice doing whatever on the field and try.
They're going to put the gear on him.
Oh, they already put the gear on him. So, that's my pick. It's Cincinnati versus the Eagles, and you guys got the 49ers in there. That's cool, man. We'll see what happens. Got a good weekend of football coming up. I don't know.
It's be great.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. I think throughout the season, once it reached about week 10, we all wanted to see 49ers, Eagles, because those were the two best teams in the NFC, right? 49ers on this long-ass winning streak. Eagles just fire all season. This is what we did. And now,
but to you guys, nobody wants to play the Bengals nor the 49ers. And let me tell you something.
I think Eagles don't get played.
Kansas City was hoping they were playing Buffalo, and they did not get their wish.
Let me tell you something. The NFL got their entire Super Bowl programs rocked with what happened this past week. They wanted their story, they wanted their thing, and guess what Cincinnati said? Well,
hell no.
At every turn, and look, we talked about it at great length, what happened to Damar Hamlin. At every turn after that, the Cincinnati Bengals were slighted, and they made sure that you knew, we realized we were slighted, we're going to show you something. And that's exactly what happened when they went into Buffalo on Sunday. Because once what happened, they, and rightfully so, made sure that the Buffalo Bills were taken care of. But then they also made sure we're going to take care of our Chiefs too. So if it happens to be a unified bowl, we'll play that championship game at a neutral site. Hey, what about the Bengals though? What about the Bengals? And they said, what about us? And so that's why they're playing against the Chiefs this Sunday instead of the Buffalo Bills. So, hey, and we'll talk about the Buffalo Bills at a later date because I know there's there's a lot out there, and I ain't talking about DeMar Hamlin. I'm just talking about that team in general as it comes to other teams who have been fire and keep getting bounced to the playoffs. We clown on them. When does it become time to clown on the Buffalo Bills for keep losing in the playoffs like the Cowboys or like these other teams? When does it become cool to clown on them? So I'm sure at some point in time.
Now,
hey, if you want to do it now, do it now.
I'm doing it now.
What they made it
because you look at the rest of the division and look how many Super Bowls we all have. How many does Buffalo have?
Okay, we ain't talking about. Come on, man.
No. In the AFC
you can clown on them for that, and every
the AFC East. How many postseason wins does Josh Allen have?
He got a few, man. I don't know. 5, 6. What has he got now? I don't know. All I know is
2. I think he has 2.
2. Okay. All I know is they keep making it to where literally. They were 99.9% crowned Super Bowl champions when the season kicked off this year. And
right, they were.
And we even said it.
Oh, no. I picked them to go. I picked them to go.
Yeah, I did. I mean, they opened the season against the Rams, and obviously we know what the Rams turned out to be. But they came in trash, bro. So here you got us. You know, we our picks vary a bit. I think we're all on the board with Cincinnati making it to the Super Bowl. And everybody this season, we appreciate it, like always, for coming on and giving commentary. Hey, we
guys all act like you're better than me.
Who does?
Man, look, Jonathan. You know what? As I say, the proof is in the picture. The pictures are worth 1,000 words.
All right, man.
All right, so I gotta get out, man. So
hey, yeah. All right, so appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Obviously, in between, we'll talk about what happens in the championship games. What we think about what's going to happen with the Super Bowl matchup, and also we'll be picking who we think is going to win these end of the year awards, MVP, fucking comeback player, all of this shit, defensive player of the year.
Comeback player of the year is going to be Geno Smith.
Probably, but we'll talk about that next week. Anyway, we'll see y'all later.